So let's start with our morning routine. Perfect. Because how you begin your day really sets the tone for how everything else is going to go and follow. It isn't about forcing your body into these high intensity activities before you're ready. This is about a gentle awakening, your body's just natural energy, and preparing yourself for whatever the day may bring. So, the 2-minute morning awakening sequence kind of begins with being in a seated position, maybe doing some shoulder rolls comfortably in the chair, coming to the edge of the chair, placing your hands on your thighs, and in a gentle way, maybe just rolling things, maybe involve your spinal cord. And what is it like to move your spinal cord from the tailbone down, maybe circling each vertebra? Maybe changing the direction, going in another opposite direction. What is it like to uncurl? And then also you might consider shoulder blade squeezing, bringing your shoulder blades behind you as if you're trying to hold a pencil, and you might even bring your neck down. Or what is it like to bring your shoulders back and maybe bringing your chin down towards your chest? And then what about bringing your shoulders forward? And you might even notice with this movement how the vertebrae changes direction, taking notice of any sensations that might arise in the body. Just really kind of playing around with the shoulders and the spine in a way that feels safe and inviting for you. And another thing is maybe consider bringing the neck to one side, holding that posture, maybe circling around, maybe bringing the neck to another side. That might be the opposite side. That might be front, down, back, around. Just taking notices that you can move the neck in different positions, noticing what sensations may arise in the body. If any emotions are coming up, just taking notice of the emotions. And then I'd like to finish with some deep breathing. Deep breathing, maybe placing one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. And as you inhale, expanding your belly. And as you exhale, contracting your stomach towards your spine. Maybe playing around with the breath. Maybe playing around with the breath as you move the neck. And seeing what it is like to connect to your body in this moment, at this time, doing what serves you best without judgment. And in a gentle way, creating circulation in the shoulders and the neck, all the way up to the brain. And as you exhale, allowing things to release, you can really adapt a morning movement seasonal. For example, in the spring, maybe there's some gentle twisting movements that really supports the body's detoxification process. And in the summer, maybe you do cooling breaths to help regulate the body temperature. Breathing in cool air, breathing out, taking notice of the breath. In the fall, focusing on grounding movements to help you feel stable, to help you feel centered. And in the winter, maybe emphasize some warming movements, holding long breaths to help you generate some internal heat, some internal energy. The beauty of the morning sequence is that it only really needs to take 2 minutes. It requires no equipment. It can be done in your pajamas. You don't have to have makeup. You don't have to comb your hair or even brush your teeth. It is simplicity That's what we're talking about. These movements are working for you on multiple levels of your physical, mental, spiritual needs and well-being, and they can sustain you throughout the day. These micro practices are sustainable regardless of your schedule, the circumstances, or even the season. They help you maintain a connection with your body. This is what we're talking about, the connection with the body throughout the day. And they turn movement into a form of self-care that supports all and any of the challenges that you might have throughout the day. Now, let's get into some practical ways to think about seasonal movement plans, a blueprint that really can honor the unique body and lifestyle and goals that are working with your natural rhythms throughout the season and not working against you. This isn't about following someone else's plan or trying to fit into a one-size-fits-all. It's about becoming the expert of your own body and designing movement practices for you for every day, 365 days, aligning with the seasons, connecting the body, the mind, and the spirit. Before we create a plan that works, we need to understand where you're starting from. But it isn't the kind of assessment that really focuses on things like your weaknesses or what you think you should be doing. It's about understanding your unique patterns, the preferences you might have, and your needs. First, let's explore your current relationship with movement, and let's do that without judgment. You agree? What types of movement bring joy? Maybe it's dancing in the kitchen, walking in nature, playing with your kids or other people's kids. Maybe it's a satisfaction of just a really good stretch. Notice that I'm not asking or talking about exercise. I'm asking about movement and what feels for you. We're removing the judgment of good or bad. What season feels most challenging for you to stay active? For many people, winter is kind of obvious answer. You might find that the summer heat drains your energy, or the spring might bring on allergies to make outdoor activities a little bit more of a challenge. The fall is a busy schedule. Leaves leave little movement for you. There's no right or wrong. That's it. There's no right or wrong. There's variations. This is what I mean when I talk about trauma. Trauma gives us one option, and I'm giving us variations. A variety of things to use energy in a variety of ways year round. Understanding your patterns helps you work with your body and not helps your body work against you. Now let's explore the why behind the desire to even move your body. This is critical because sustainable motivation comes from connecting movement to whatever matters most to you, not from the external pressures or the expectations. Why is movement important to you personally? Maybe it's about having energy to keep up with your family or your kids, or managing stress or managing anxiety, getting out of a depressed state. Whatever it is, it's what is right for you. Maybe you feel strong and flexible, energetic, calm, grounded, confident. Maybe you feel connected to your body rather than disconnected from it. Spring can represent the season of gentle awakening. From maybe the March through May is your opportunity to gently awaken your body after the winter's restful periods. It isn't about dramatic changes or intense resolutions. That's not going to work. It's about responding to your body's natural inclination towards increased activity and maybe renewal. The primary focus should be on a gentle awakening and flexibility after months of potential less activity and more indoor time. Your body is ready for movement that promotes things like circulation and mobility and connection, even with the outdoors. Samples or simple spring activities can include walking in nature, which is particularly powerful because it's not just physical activity, but you're also getting the vitamin D, you're also getting the fresh air and the connection with energy of renewal. A gentle yoga flow, which emphasizes kind of stretching, the opening up. Maybe it's the counteractiveness of stiffness, and that kind of comes during the winter months. So instead of setting rigid goals, set intentions for spring. Maybe your intention is to spend more time outdoors, to notice and appreciate your body's increasing energy, and to explore more movements, more gentle movements. The key is to approach spring with curiosity and openness rather than the pressure and the expectations. Summer, on the other hand, represents the season of peak expressions from June to maybe August. This is when your body naturally wants to be more active. So, this is the season to maybe embrace higher activity levels, social movement experiences. But remember, peak activity doesn't necessarily mean high intensity exercise. It means whatever represents your personal peak while still honoring your true individual needs. Ah, and then what's next? What is there to follow? Your primary focus should be maybe on joyfulness, social movement, and taking advantage of the longer days and the warmer days, the warmer weather. This is a season of maybe trying new activities, moving with others, really celebrating what your body can do. Some maybe sample activities might be swimming, which is ideal because it gives you that full body exercise, that full body movement, and it's cooling. Maybe hiking outdoors and adventures, doing something different, or with friends and groups. Maybe preparing for things because fall is soon to come, and fall comes around maybe September through November. And this is about building strength and establishing those routines again. Remember, fall is typically the time that kids are also going back into school, and it can build strength and resilience. And so maybe the focus is on strength building and routine establishment. And this doesn't necessarily mean like weightlifting. It means building strength and resilience for the unique body that you have. And some of the sample activities, they might be strength training, and that might be body weight exercises, maybe resistant bands, maybe weights, maybe functional movements. There's so much out there in so many ways we can move the body. Fall helps us establish the movement of routines that we can really carry into winter. Think about what you realistically want to maintain while daylight is limited and weather may be challenging. Build habits around indoor movement options and invest in equipment that you might be need, that might be playful, it might be useful, and create systems that don't depend on perfectionism, but depend and rely on your ability to move in ways that bring you towards wellness, happiness, and success. You see, there's so much you can do. With the winter season, there's gentle maintenance from December to February. This is not a season about pushing harder, or doing more. It's about a gentle consistency. It's about self-compassion. Your body naturally wants to conserve energy during the shorter and darker days, and your movement practice should really honor this wisdom. The primary focus should be on maintenance and mental health support. This is about keeping your body moving in ways that feel nurturing rather than depleting, and using movement as medicine for the challenges that winter may bring. Sample activities might be indoor yoga, maybe some stretching practices, which particularly are valuable because they can be done regardless of the weather and provide both physical and mental health benefits. And so, if we can redefine success for winter, maybe success looks like 10 minutes of gentle movement each day rather than hour-long movements and workouts. Maybe it looks like prioritizing movement that supports your mental health rather than movement that challenges your physical limitations. Maybe it looks like flexibility with your routine and adapting your energy so that you can sustain that throughout all of your day. We've covered so much together, and I hope you're feeling excited about all the possibilities that lie ahead. And before we wrap up, I want to make for sure you really understand the profound shift we're talking about here. It isn't just about changing your exercise routine, it's about fundamentally transforming your relationship with your body and with the natural world around you. For far too long, we have been conditioned to think our bodies are machines and should perform consistently, regardless of circumstances. We've been taught to override our natural rhythms, to push through things like discomfort, to treat rest as something like laziness and seasonal vibration as a weakness. But what if all of this is completely backwards? What if your body desires to be more differently throughout the years isn't a flaw that needs to be corrected, but a wisdom that needs to be honored? What if winter needed a gentle movement and it isn't laziness, but the nervous system's intelligence rather to the shorter days and the colder temperatures? What if the summer surge of energy isn't something to be contained, but a natural gift? To be celebrated. The research we've explored today proves that seasonal movement patterns are universal across all human populations. It isn't human conditioning, it's a biological wisdom that's been refined over millions of years of evolution. When you align your movement practice with these natural rhythms, you're not just exercising, you're participating in an ancient dance of wellness that connects you to the deepest patterns of life on earth. Remember, the Octaves method isn't just about exercising, it's about recognizing that your physical health is intimately connected to your spiritual, emotional, mental, social, nutritional well being. When you approach movement with this holistic perspective, everything changes. Movement becomes meditation. When the practice present movement awareness, really during that physical activity. Movement brings spiritual practices when you're connected with the natural world that really honor your body in a sacred way. One of the most important things we discuss is the trauma-informed approach to movement. When you approach movement with, let's say, choice, agency, present moment awareness, and safety, you are creating a system that your body is a really safe place to be and developing the skills to listen to your body's wisdom as you respond with compassion. We've explored how true wellness must be accessible to everyone, regardless of your ability, your level, your age, your physical circumstances. And when you embrace inclusive movement principles, you give yourself permission to verbalize. You give yourself permission to modify, adapt, and personalize your movement practices based on what your unique needs may be. You stop comparing yourself to others and you start celebrating your body. Wow. That's amazing. Perhaps most importantly, we've explored the different approaches to motivation, one based on intrinsic value factors rather than external pressures, on self-compassion rather than on self-criticism, on working with resistance rather than fighting it. And when you connect your movement practice to the deepest levels, you learn to work with your body's natural rhythm, motivation motivation becomes sustainable. If you feel inspired and ready to just dive deeper into your journal of seasonal wellness, I am here to support you. And as a wellness coach, I offer personalized consultations on movement that can really help you develop a plan to just reconnect with the body again. We'll work together to create a movement practice that honors your unique needs, the circumstances, and the goals while aligning with your natural rhythm throughout the year. 365 days plus. I have a psychotherapy practice and I have worked with countless of people, really making small steps towards reconnecting with their bodies, doing gentle reminders and movement, motivational interviewing tools that really support sustainable change. I understand that the relationship between the mind and the body is complex, and I am skilled at helping people really navigate the emotional and psychological aspects of developing a healthy movement practice. As a hypnotherapist, I can work with your subconscious mind to remove barriers that might be keeping you stuck in these old patterns. Sometimes our resistance to movement isn't conscious, it's rooted in past experiences, limited beliefs, and protective mechanisms that no longer serve us. Through hypnotherapy, we can gently release these barriers and help you get back into the body and back into joyful movement. Whether you are just beginning your movement journey or recovering from an injury or trauma, dealing with chronic conditions, or just simply wanting to develop a more sustainable and a more joyful relationship with movement and with your body, I'm here to support you every step of the way. When you align movement practice with the natural rhythms of the year, when you approach the body with a trauma-informed place from compassion, you can create inclusive practices that really honor your unique needs. When you connect movement to the deepest values, something magical happens. Movement stops becoming something you have to force yourself to do, and it becomes something you get to do. Exercise stops being punishment for your body and becomes a celebration within your body. You develop a relationship that the body can then begin to trust and respect, and a collaboration effort rather than forced and criticism and control. You learn to see the body as an ally in your wellness journey rather than an obstacle to your healing. You discover that your body has been trying to guide you towards optimal healing all along. You just need to learn how to listen. You just got to get the mind out of the way. And here's the final truth that I want to carry with you. Your body is wise. Your journey is unique. And your healing, it matters. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to follow anyone else's path. You don't need to have it all figured out before you begin. What you need is the courage to start and compassion to be gentle with yourself along the way and wisdom to trust your body's guidance. Move with the seasons, move with compassion, and move with joy. Honor your body's rhythm, celebrate your unique capabilities, and trust in your innate wisdom. Your body has been waiting for this kind of partnership and this kind of respect, this kind of love, and dance of, I guess I would say the dance of seasonal wellness is calling you. Your body is ready, your heart is open, and the journey can begin now. If this journey is something that resonated with you and you are ready to take the next steps, something that is truly sustainable, a joyful relationship and movement, I love to support you on this journey. As a wellness coach. I offer personalized movement consultations, and we will work together to develop a plan to help you reconnect back to the body once again. You can explore your unique patterns, your preferences, and your needs and create seasonal movement frameworks that truly serves your life and your goals. In my psychotherapy practice, I help people make small, sustainable steps towards reconnecting with their bodies using things like motivational interviewing tools and trauma-informed approaches. I support you navigating the emotional and psychological aspects of developing a healthy movement practice. As a hypnotherapist, I can work with your subconscious mind to gently remove those barriers that might keeping you just stuck in old patterns. We'll address limiting beliefs, past traumas, and protective mechanisms that really no longer serve you, helping you to get back into your body and back into that joyful movement. What makes my approach different is that it isn't trauma informed or body positive, seasonally aligned, holistically integrated, individually tailored, and sustainably focused. Whoa, that's a lot to my approach. Your safety and your comfort comes first. We work with your body's natural rhythms, not against them. Movement becomes a part of your overall wellness, not separate from it. And your plan will be as unique as you are. And we build practices you can maintain for life. Your body is waiting for this kind of compassion, wise approach to movement. You deserve a relationship with your body that is based on trust, respect, joy, loyalty, rather than force, criticism, and struggle. Contact me, reach out for a consultation, let our journey begin. Together, we will create movement practice that honors your body's wisdom, celebrates your unique capabilities, and supports your health and happiness year round. Remember, you're not broken and you don't need fixing. You're not behind and you don't need catching up. You are exactly where you need to be with exactly what you need to begin the beautiful journey of seasonal wellness. Trust yourself. Start small and let the body's wisdom guide you home to health, happiness, and wholeness. The seasons are calling you: fall, winter, spring, summer. You are ready. Your body is ready. Your mind is ready. Your spirit is ready. Your journey towards joyful, sustainable movement begins now. Thank you.